Hey, Tony Gaskins here. I want to pop in. Now, every now and then, I'm going to do a celebrity dating lesson, and I want you to understand I'm not talking bad about these people or talking to these people, but what I want to do is take an example from the media, which actually happens in everyday life with everyday people who are not, world renowned celebrities or known by millions or hundreds of thousands of people, so that you can apply this into your everyday life. Now, right now, you see Future and Lori Harvey, and the reason why this hit me because a lady asked me last night on the Instagram Q&A for my thoughts on it. So you see Future and you see Lori Harvey. Now let's relate this to everyday living. All right, I'm not talking about them specifically, but let's look at it. Now, when you have this young lady, so you got a young woman who she is learning dating, she's learning the scene. That young could be 20, that young could be 30, that young could be 40. When I say young, I mean younger than the man. Younger than the man, which looks like could be 10 to 15 years. I don't know, maybe 5 years. I'm not sure how old Future is. But when a woman is younger than the man, the first lesson is he knows more than you know about dating. He knows more than you know about relationships. He's had more experience on this earth as you. You've heard the saying, it's like taking candy from a baby. Because if a baby got candy, all you got to do is go grab the candy. That baby can't stand up, put no set up, punch you in your mouth. That baby can't curse you out, can't talk to you. So to be honest with you, as a man, if we are dating a younger woman, way younger, like 5, 10 years or more, it's that much easier because we've said some things that have worked on women our age that she's never heard. We've said some things, we've done some things. So what happens is when you get with this older man, you're going to get some types of gifts that you've never gotten. You're going to go some places that you've never been. You're going to see some things that you've never seen and do some things you've never done. And so what's happening is all of those things are affecting your senses. Your brain is having those chemical releases of that serotonin, that dopamine that's making you feel happy, making you feel joyous, and you feeling this. But when you was with the man that was your age, he didn't know those tricks to the trade. He didn't understand those things. So you have to be careful of that. You got to be very mindful, and you got to take things with a grain of salt. Now, the other thing that you have in a situation like this is when you date a man who has been promiscuous and he's been irresponsible and he's been unfaithful. So when you date this type of man, you have to ask yourself, what has he done to change? What has he done to change, or what is he doing to change? So when you get this man, he needs to be doing something different. If he's still hanging with the same friends that he had when he was a dog, then it's going to be hard for him to change. If he's still doing the same things, the maladaptive behaviors, if he is gambling, if he is smoking weed, if he is getting drunk, if he's going to the strip club, if he's into the nasty movie, if he is doing the same things that he was doing when he was living that lifestyle, you're gonna have some issues. So you got to think about that. Now, what I also want you to realize is that if he's not doing anything consistently to renew his mind, renew his heart, and renew his spirit, he's going to struggle greatly. And when the buzz wears off, whatever you call it, honeymoon phase, when that buzz wears off, when the thrill is gone, he is going to fall right back into who he was. Now, this is the thing. If this man doesn't feel like the way he was living and the way he was living his life is wrong, then he has no conviction to change. And if he has no conviction to change, then he will pretend. He will pretend and he will show you his representative. You will fall for his representative. If you don't know what his heart feels and how he views the past him, that may still be the present him. And so what I'm saying to you is, he may not care really about breaking a woman's heart, because if he didn't feel he was wrong in the past, and that's just life to him, and that's just what a man is, that's his belief around manhood, then he will break your heart. But see, what a man will do is he will lull you to sleep. He'll rock you to sleep. What I mean is, he's perfect. He does everything right. He knows what a man should be. He knows how a man should act. So he'll do everything right. He'll do it all right. And then when you get comfortable, you get complacent, you fall all the way in love, you drop all of your guards, meaning you're in the bed, you're buying gifts, you asking him what he wants you to wear, what do you think about your clothes, your hair, you running errands for him, you serving him, you speaking all the love languages. When he sees that he has you in that space, that you're not on your game, you're not really watching, you don't have any guards up, that's when he will get complacent, if he had made up his mind that he's not going to change. See, this is what I want you to understand. Some men want to remain who they are, but they want the best available woman out there to be that with them, to be with them, even though they don't want to be their best. Now, this the other thing. The other thing, what you got to realize now, when you're looking at the celebrity dating world, is that you settle for who you are. So sometimes we look and you may say, why am I with this person? Why am I with this dope boy? Why am I with this womanizer, this guy who was promiscuous? Why am I with this person? And this man say, why am I with this type of woman? When you settle with that person, that's a reflection of you. You doing that because that's where your priorities are. That's where your standards are. You're not worried about character. You thinking about currency. How much money does this person have? How much status does this person have in the community? So if this is the pastor, but you know he a dog, just because he named pastor, you want to be first lady. If he's a police officer, if he's a school principal, if he's a firefighter, a man in uniform, first responder, you just want to be his woman because he holds a position of power, but you know he's a liar. You know he's a dog. You know he's a scam artist on the job. You know he's stealing from the job. You know he lives an immoral lifestyle, and whatever it is, he could be the top dope boy. But just because he number one and just because he has all the money, you want to be his woman. And that's what I'm saying is, a lot of times what we fail to realize, it's not that a good woman ended up with a bad man. It's not that a good man ended up with a bad woman. It's that that person on the losing end, priorities were out of order. You were looking at your preferences instead of having real standards. So that's the issue. Now, the next thing what I need you to understand is that this only may last for a period of time. So anybody can fake. A man could fake for 3 years, 5 years, 8 years. He can do just enough. But see, this is what men or players, it could be women too, so you may have to invert this insight, is what players realize is that people struggle walking away from their investments. So it's just like if you invest $1 million into your house and you got the house at $400,000 and you done put another $600,000 into it, it's not going to be easy to just up and walk away. If you've invested 10 years into that space and that space has accumulated 10 years worth of stuff, it's not easy to pack all that stuff up and move. The same thing applies for a relationship. Everybody knows that when you've given your time, you've given your energy, you've given your heart, you've given your body, you've given your mind, you've stamped this relationship, you've shown it to all your friends, all your family, you've bragged about it to no end. You've shown the world, the strangers and haters and spectators. You've shown everybody. Everybody knows that that creates a prison of a relationship, because when things go sour, you're ashamed to leave because you don't want your haters to be able to laugh. You don't want the people who told you were making a mistake to be able to say, I told you so. So you will stay and you will suffer. So that's what you got to realize about this too, that if you're being played and you're not evaluating the situation based on standards and not preferences, you could be taken up a creek and the person you with take your paddle, break it across their knee, throw it in that white water waves, and you out there stuck. You stuck and you might not know how to swim. Now see me, I tried to do that to my wife and she jumped out the boat. She ain't asked can she drive the boat. She jumped out the boat and she said, you cannot drown me because I taught myself how to swim. And see, that's how a lot of people get trapped. And let me put this in other terms. You could be bought. What I mean is, a player or a man who knows he's not going to change, what he may take and do, and I got to do my video shorter now, so I'm gonna try to stay under 15 minutes. What he knows he can do is he can get you, he can wine you and dine you, he can knock you up. I call it knock you up because he a player and he don't want to change. I'm not saying y'all get pregnant the romantic way, y'all get pregnant. No, he'll knock you up, put your old baby in you. And now you got this baby, so you sitting home. Now your bag cut short. So now you are not working because now you want to be a good mom, so you staying home. So now he got you barefoot and pregnant. What my daddy used to say, barefoot and pregnant. Now he got you barefoot and pregnant. You got no way to make any money. You stuck at the house. You get used to this money. You get used to being home. And while he's being faithful, oh, it's beautiful. It's the dream. You can be 100% a full-time mom and not have to worry about bills and stressing about money. You ain't stressing about this money. But then guess what? Boom. 5 years in, 7 years in, 10 years in, you get a text. Hello, I'm just reaching out to ask if this is such and such. And you like, yes, who is this? Oh, yes, this is Lisa Joe. And I want to know if you're married to John Smith. Yes, that is my husband. What do you need? Well, we've been sleeping together for the last 2 years, and I just found out about you. And you sitting there like, what? You got all these kids. You don't have a job. You done been rocked to sleep. You comfortable. And then boom. So see, that's why it's very important to make sure that when you go into this relationship, if this person has a past of savagery, you got to see where and how they've been sanctified and washed with that holy water, and what they are doing to change their hearts and their mind. And if you don't see that, you got to keep it moving. So when these relationships come and a man who was a dog has done no work to really change, I get these relationships, 5 to 8 years, and a good portion of that is the woman staying trapped in the prison before she finally gets the strength to break out. and say, you know what, I'm dying. I don't care what anybody's gonna say, who's gonna get a laugh, who's gonna say I told you so. I'm dying, I'm suffocating, I gotta get out of here. And that's why it lasted as long as it did. The woman hoping and praying. She done went from twerking to now she is tweeting, and she praying, and she got holy oil splashing around the house, and she doing everything she can do trying to get these demons out this man. And then when she do all that and she see that he is not willing to surrender to change, then she says, okay, I got to move on. So I want you to think about this, and I want you to look at your situation, male and female, and ask yourself, who am I dealing with? Who am I attracted to? Why am I attracted to them? And what does their character say about them? Am I ignoring red flags? And what makes me think this person is going to be different with me than they've been with anybody in their past? And I'm not talking specifically about these celebrities. I'm using this as an example. And as I see this and people ask me questions about it, later literally asked me about this in the Q&A last night. So I just decided to make that the video for today. You can go to my Q&A and read it if you don't believe me. So I want you to understand that I'm not talking about the individuals. I'm using them as an example because they're in the public eye. So they're out there anyways, and people going to be talking anyway. So I might as well teach a lesson from it, because the same thing has happened. There is a Future in your neighborhood. There is a Lori in your neighborhood and in your area, and with this identical past, just on their level. Same type of past, same type of style, same type of lifestyle, mentality, mindset, but just on their level. And so you might be one of those people, or you might be talking to one of those people. So really evaluate this thing and make sure that your heart is in the right place and you're doing it for the right reason, and you seeing the things you need to see, and you're not ignoring the red flags, and you just caught up in chemistry, which really is just lust. Hey, this is Tony Gaskins. Thank you so much. Hey, forgive me for these videos. They've been glitching, so I'm gonna try to do them shorter, because something going on. I ain't trying to blame nobody, but we on networks, and you never know. The same thing happened to me on Facebook. So the devil don't like the truth to go forward, for lives to be changed, because that's going to reconstruct the world when you get on the right path and you raising healthy families. That eradicates poverty and gang violence when we loving, and love is the foundation, and we have healthy relationships. Also, I released my new tech project. If you got this far, and put "be blessed" in the comments, which I believe everybody can make it this far if you've been watching an hour-long videos. And I still may try some of the long videos when I need to, but I don't always need to. But check the link in the description and visit my mentor and invest in yourself. My mentor is my tech project, where I'm connecting certified great coaches with those who need the help, those who want to go to the next level, who want to make a plan, create a strategy, and have an accountability partner. So please give it a shot. I'm on there as well. When you click browse coaches, you'll see me. My fee structure is a little different, just because of my experience and because of the value, and just because of the way my business is set up. But a lot of the coaches on there have very, very affordable rates, and they coach in all different things. So check it out. Click the link in the description. Do me a favor. If you are a coach or a mentor, then join the site. Join the site so you could be connected with new clients. And also, if you need to take the online certification for coaching, you can visit TonyGaskinsAcademy.com and use a coupon code. Use the coupon code MyMentor. It's no spaces. It's MyMentor, and it'll give you 50% off of that life coach training, which I believe you should. It's not required by law, but it's recommended so that you have some idea of what you're doing when you are mentoring individuals professionally. It is Tony Gaskins. God bless you. We'll talk soon.